Hey guys, it's Danny. Today it is time to make our first update on the insecticides that I've been playing around with against thrips. And spoilers, I have good news. I think it's working. And I'm gonna show you the results, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about what I used and how and so on and so forth. This is the second time that I'm filming this video, by the way. First one was a little emotional for whatever reason. I'll show you towards the end of the video why. So, before we start, don't forget to give this video a like if you end up enjoying it, and why not subscribe? I post multiple times a week, but if you're feeling extra and you can, do consider further supporting the channel by becoming a member, checking out the affiliate links down below, checking out the merch, or using the super thanks option below my videos. Right. So I'm wearing gloves because I'm a little iffy. These orchids have also been sprayed with a second insecticide, which I'll talk a little bit about today as well. But we're gonna focus on this guy. And again, towards the end of the video, I'm gonna touch base a little on the DIY solutions and why they failed for me. Right, let's just get straight to the point. So, in the past 2 years, I have been literally demolished by thrips. And thrips are very, very hard to get rid of, apparently. And you know me, I don't like insecticides. I have a thing, I'm a little afraid of them. So for me to go out of my way and use insecticides, that says something. I was overwhelmed with thrips. Even so, I've used some insecticides which are, let's say, the safest option or stuff that I was comfortable with. First one that I used is this guy, Substral Celaflor. This is how it looks like. I purchased this one from Amazon. I do not find it locally. And if I'm not mistaken, it is based on pyrethrin, which I know many of you suggested. I could never find something that would deliver to me, and I found this one. I used it because I don't really have to spray the orchids. These are sticks that contain the substance plus fertilizer. I could not find something without fertilizer. So I've been using it on just a few orchids because it has fertilizer, and I don't know if it's affecting roots. So I didn't use it large scale. But with the orchids that I used it on, it actually worked pretty great. And I'm gonna show you. So first off, I even filmed this. I used it on this mini Phalaenopsis that I acquired in the Netherlands. And I think you can tell just by looking at it, it has no grazing marks. Ever since I potted this orchid and I used that insecticide, I had no insects on this orchid, and it was sitting right in the middle of the other mini phals, which look horrible. They were definitely attacked. This one has nothing. Coincidence? I don't think so. I've also made a video repotting this orchid because it was getting dehydrated, and I thought, oh no, the insecticide damaged the roots. But we didn't find damage on the roots, we found new roots. And look at her today, she is not dehydrated anymore. It was just a matter of getting used to probably the new medium or the older roots not being so healthy. We removed the older roots, everything is okay now, roots grow nice, it's not dehydrated. So I do believe everything looks okay. I cannot see through the pot. And I don't see roots, but I don't think we have issues there. So this one, coincidence? Maybe. Okay, but how about this guy? This is Dendrobium Zipzinger. I purchased it again from the Netherlands, and I repotted it at the same time pretty much with this one. I don't know if I filmed it. But one thing you should know about Dendrobiums is that they are pest magnets. And personally, I lost most of my Dendrobiums. Remember Dendrobium Phalaenopsis? I lost them. I know. I lost them to thrips. Thrips and any insect love Dendrobiums. I used Celaflor on this guy. Do we see any grazing? No, there's nothing. And he even put out new growth, and I see roots. I see no damage of insects, and I don't have any suspicion that the roots are burned or anything. Look at that. Oh, I see roots at the bottom. Woohoo! Right. Now, to make it more interesting, I placed another Dendrobium that I didn't treat right next to it. And this guy, look at it. I'm gonna give you close-ups. It has been so infested with thrips. It's unbelievable. And they were next to each other. Now, thrips would not prefer this one over this one. They prefer Dendrobiums equally, in my experience. One was treated, one was not. The difference, oh my goodness, I am so happy about it. These are not the only orchids that have Celaflor in their pots. I have two more that I also filmed, the Cataseedums. Hold on, I'm gonna get them for you. All right, here they are. Do we see any damage? No, right? I'm gonna give you close-ups. There is no damage on these orchids. And again, catasetums are magnets, and the only reason, and I told you this in the previous video, the only reason that my catasetums are so set back and I just stood away from them, I didn't purchase anymore even though I like them, is because of thrips. So yes, I know that I did not use this insecticide on many orchids, mainly because of the fertilizer. I didn't know how it would react, but from what I can see, I do think it's working and it's looking very, very, very promising. I'm incredibly happy. I will continue to experiment with it, and I will add it to some other orchids which maybe are heavier feeders. I don't know if I want to use it on cattleyas because they tend to have sensitive roots, and also because I'm using a second insecticide now. I'm testing it out. I'll tell you a bit about this as well. But to end with the Substral, could it be coincidence? Maybe, but these guys, the two dendrobiums, I mean, it's a big coincidence that one has no grazing and the other one is almost gone. I would say it does give results. And the best thing about it is that I don't have to spray. I just put it inside the medium and it works. This is fantastic for houseplants, which can have quite a lot of foliage, and especially if you have a vine, how are you gonna spray all that vine, right? So I'm thinking this can work really well for those types of houseplants, but I will continue to use it with some orchids as well. So these guys have been repotted in February, 4 months ago, and things are going good. I don't know how long lasting this is. We're gonna discover it in time. But so far, I'm happy. It looks promising. Now, the second insecticide that I just finished spraying the entirety of my collection is this guy. This is Laser 240. It is based on spinosad or spinosad. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. This one you have to spray on the orchids, but it is very, very low in toxicity as far as I understand. It is not toxic to humans, mammals, birds, not even fish, but aquatic life. It is toxic to aquatic life or other aquatic life. It is also toxic to bees as long as it's wet. When it dries, they say it's not. But I'm not using it outside, I'm using it on my indoor plants. So I was a little bit more courageous to use this, and you guys know I have quite the phobia against insecticides. I was pretty comfortable to use this. I had protective gear, a mask, goggles, and gloves, but it got on my skin, you know. They say it could produce some irritation. I didn't have any irritation, so that's good. So with this one, I don't have so much experience. I just finished the treatment 2-3 days ago, but already I can see thrips that are not alive anymore. And here I found a thrip that was not alive anymore. I sprayed these guys as well just to be sprayed, because right now I just want to get rid of the infestation. That has priority. So far, I think this one works a treat as well. They also say it's an ovocide, which means it attacks the eggs and the larvae as well. So we'll see. So far so good with this guy as well, but this will take more time. We're gonna do another update in the future. But yeah, these are the two things that I'm using at the moment. And with this one, if I can get away with 2 uses per year, which should be okay as to not create resistance, right? So if I can get away with 2 applications per year, I'm good. I can do that. I can put in the effort. I would not use it more often because they can actually get resistant to it. But if with these 2 I can keep my collection pest free, that's the dream. Because let me show you what thrips can do. And I'm gonna give you some footage on the screen right now with some flower spikes and buds that at the moment I have that are very damaged. So yes, I sprayed the orchids, and yes, I sprayed the flower spikes as well, but I was too late. What thrips do is, in their larval stage, they can burrow into the bud and eat it from the inside pretty much. So what you will get is a yellow and drying off bud without any visible pest on it. And this happened, or still happens so often. I have so many orchids, some of them blooming for the first time, that I didn't even get to see, I didn't even get to enjoy because the buds were damaged or were completely eaten. So even if the plant itself might not have a lot of damage, the moment it creates a flower spike, it's doomed. And that's why I got a little emotional in the first video. It's so frustrating to see and to know you cannot really do anything. Buds are really susceptible to oils, to pretty much anything you want to put on them as a DIY solution. They are much more sensitive than the leaves, so even with my leaf shine solutions, I couldn't stay on top of it. And it got to the point where I had such a big infestation that it was humanly impossible for me to stay on top with my DIY solutions. So let's talk a little bit about those DIY solutions. I don't disagree that some work. Some really don't, and I've tried a lot in this decade. I've tried a lot of DIY solutions you find on the internet. Whatever you see on TikTok today, it's not new information, it's old. But back in the day, you could find it on forums or blogs. So I've tried even garlic water. Somebody mentioned garlic water. I've tried all of these things without success. There are things that do work. Neem oil to some extent can work, but the solution that I find most efficient is paraffin oil or mineral oil, and I do also have a video on it. Now, those solutions work especially on spider mites. Thrips are on a whole nother level. I find that they require more oil than spider mites, and also thrips fly. They're much more of a pest than spider mites. So with thrips, I had to add more oil, which sometimes was very damaging, especially if a leaf is very grazed. It will suck up that oil and just die because of the oil. So I couldn't really treat properly anything that was heavily grazed on. And also, due to the fact that I could not stay on top every day or every 2 to 3 days, my DIY solutions, no matter if they worked or not, could not handle the situation. And to be quite honest, the simple act of running water through a leaf and washing away some of the pests sometimes is enough to keep pests under control. And if you have a few orchids or a few plants, you can do that more frequently and you can stay on top of things. Even if you're using garlic water and you might see some results, it's not the garlic, it's the simple fact that you're using water on the leaves and washing away some of those pests, and until the colony explodes again, it takes a while. So when you have a few plants or a few orchids, it's much easier to stay on top of infestations. When you have hundreds of orchids, it's really not that easy, and it's very visible when solutions or DIY interventions don't work. And that was the case with my collection as well. DIY solutions did not stand a chance, so I had to use insecticides. And I'm hoping from now on, I'm gonna save more buds, because it's so heartbreaking. Let alone the fact that, yeah, I do videos and show you flowers for a living. I do not have flowers to show you. No living. I'm kidding. It's kind of true though. But leaving aside all of that, it's just heartbreaking to take care of an orchid for so long, invest so much time, energy, and hope in it, and then it's just losing buds because of the thrips, because of this thing you cannot control. It was very frustrating for me for a while, so frustrating that I didn't even make too many holes. There was a time where I didn't buy orchids anymore. But now I'm finally more optimistic. I'm hoping that this will be it. This will be the solution that will be sustainable. As I was saying, if I need to repeat treatments like in 6 months, so be it. I will do it. If I need to combine the two, again, so be it. Anything that will keep me pest-free, because it got out of hand. The more orchids you have and the more life gets busy, so you cannot stay on top of things, the worse it will be with thrips, or pests in general. So to end this video, so far so good. Things look very encouraging for the first time in a long time, so I'm hoping it will work. If you guys have any experience with the products that I showed you today, let me know in a comment down below. Share with me your knowledge. Tell me your experience, because I could use some encouragement with this right now. And if you have tips, especially with a spinosad or a spinosad thing, let me know. As time goes by, I will learn more and I will share with you more from my experience. But I hope today's video is helpful and encouraging if you're going through a situation like me and nothing seems to do the trick. No bleach, no alcohol, nothing works. Because yeah, those things don't work either. And I feel for you if you're in the same situation. I hope my videos will help. And let me know what helped you with your big collections, because there is a difference, isn't it? Right. So have a nice day and stay thrips free, and I'll see you next time. Bye.